Hi guys, today we are going to talk about central idea or main idea and author's purpose. Your objectives today will be you will be able to identify the central idea or main idea and the supporting details of an informational text using the pop-out sentence strategy. Also, you will be able to explain the author's purpose and message within the text using the central idea. So today, we're going to go right back to what central idea is and talk about that, and then talk about what author's purpose is, and then we're going to dive into the strategy of the pop-out sentence. So, central idea is what the text is mostly about. You look for the clues, like headings, visuals, first or last sentence, repeated words. That pop-out sentence is usually the first, sometimes the second or third sentence, but typically the first sentence. The central idea basically is like a table. The central idea is like the top of the table, and the details support that. So if these details weren't there, it wouldn't be a table, it would just be a piece of board on the floor. So that's why they just showed the picture of this table. Also, we have to evaluate the details that help us support the central idea, and determine the key ideas that support that central idea. So examples, facts, evidence, and descriptions are what we use to help support that main idea. Okay, and so from central idea, I'm going to take you to the author's purpose anchor chart. So the author's purpose anchor chart is here, and author's purpose is his or her, the author's reason for writing a text. Knowing the purpose helps you recognize the author's message. So if you know the purpose, if you know the purpose, it helps you understand why the author wrote it. So if the author's purpose was to persuade you, which means to get you to do what they want you to do or think the way they want you to think, then the author is trying to get you to think a certain way or act a certain way. If the purpose is to inform, then the author wants to share information about that topic. So it's just giving you information about whatever topic the story is on, or the text is about. To entertain you, if that's the purpose, the author wants you to just enjoy the story. So usually you see fiction stories where it has characters and it evokes some kind of emotion in you. It might make you laugh, it might make you cry, it might make you angry. Those are emotions that the author is trying to invoke in you and get you to feel. So it's usually to entertain if that's the case. And then how can you figure out the author's purpose? First, think about the genre. If it's fiction, you know it's pretty much going to be entertaining. If it's nonfiction or informational, you know it's going to be informing. And then if it's a nonfictional informational text, but it has elements in it that make you want to take action and do what the author is suggesting, then that's to persuade. So, and then you ask the questions about what you read, and then you find the answers inside the text to help you support that understanding. Okay, so we're going to go from here into how to do the pop-out sentence. So a pop-out sentence strategy. So I'm going to show you the article that I'm using this week. It's called At Home in the Arctic. And today, instead of reading the whole article, it takes a lot of our time. I'm going to read just these first two paragraphs, and then I'm going to do a pop-out sentence strategy and show you how to do that using this paragraph right here. So I'm going to start with the title, At Home in the Arctic. And I'm looking and I'm seeing, it looks like some polar bears. So the picture is helping me understand that this text is going to be probably about polar bears in the Arctic, because that's what the title says. Now I'm going to start reading. A huge polar bear lies sprawled on the smooth sea ice, white on white. Only its black nose and eyes stand out. Blustery winds begin to ruffle its thick, shaggy fur. Ah, home, freezing home. Polar bears thrive in all polar regions of the northern hemisphere, including Russia, Norway, Greenland, Canada, and Alaska. While you and most other animals might find living in the Arctic hard to bear, these amazing animals have many adaptations or features that help them live quite comfortably in a frozen habitat. Warm coats. Their fur is an excellent natural coat. It is actually 2 layers. The inside layer is a woolly band of short hairs that provide insulation or protection against the cold. The outer layer is made up of long, clear hairs that reflect light and make polar bears appear white. White, of course, serves as a camouflage or a disguise while hunting for prey in the snow. Under all that fur, the skin is actually black. This helps absorb the sun's rays and keep bears warm in temperatures as low as 50 degrees below zero. Okay, so now that I have read the paragraph that I'm going to show you the pop-out sentence, I'm going to kind of go down a little bit so you can see it a little more clearly while I do the pop-out sentence for the paragraph under the heading Warm Coats. So the way we use the pop-out sentence is we find that one sentence that just pops out and says, this is what this paragraph is mostly about. And then we go and find those details that support that this is what that paragraph is mostly about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the heading, which helps us. It says warm coats. That kind of helps us. It's talking about something that's keeping the bear warm. So we know, since we've read it, that it's talking about its fur. So I'm going to look for that sentence that's going to specifically target what this is mostly about, this section is. And so for me, it's that very first sentence. Their fur is an excellent natural coat. That is what all of the details tell me about this. And I'm going to show you how those details tell me. But I'm going to choose this as my pop-out sentence. So the fur is an excellent natural coat. And now I'm going to show you what details, by underlining them, supports that pop-out sentence. So it says it is actually 2 layers. Okay, that's important, but I don't think that's as important. I need to find 3 really important details. So I'm thinking this sentence that says the inside layer is a woolly band of short hairs that provides insulation or protection against the cold. I think that's very important. So I'm going to underline that sentence as a detail that says that is about the natural coat and how it's excellent. The next sentence says the outer layer is made up of long, clear hairs that reflect light and make polar bears appear white. Ooh, that's important. So I'm going to underline that as well. And then it says white, of course, serves as camouflage or a disguise while hunting for prey in the snow. I think that's also important because they have to be able to blend in so they can find their food. All right, so now that I have found my pop-out sentence and I have supported that this is what that the fur is an excellent natural coat is what this paragraph is mostly about, now I'm going to put it into my graphic organizer. So I'm going to use this Boxes and Bullets graphic organizer. And I'm going to scan out so y'all can see it a little bit better. And then I'm going to complete the boxes and bullets using the information I've already found. So it's just really transferring that information over from here over to this one. So I know my pop-out sentence is their fur is an excellent natural coat. So instead of saying their, I know it's talking about polar bears. So I'm going to substitute polar bears. You know what? I forgot to do this part. I'm going to actually write the pop-out sentence right here to help me. Their fur is an excellent natural coat is that pop-out sentence that I've chosen. But I'm going to change there to polar bears. Polar bears have fur that is an excellent natural coat. That is the central idea of this paragraph. I used the pop-out sentence to find that. But I have to support those details, or support that central idea using my details. So the first detail I came up with was the inside layer is a woolly band of short hairs that provides insulation or protection against the cold. So I'm going to shorten that because that's a lot. And I'm just going to write the inside layer provides insulation against the cold. Okay, so that's my first detail that says, okay, yeah, this paragraph is about how his fur protects, is an excellent natural coat, and coats protect you from the cold. Okay, let's look at the second sentence. The second sentence that we underlined was the outer layer is made up of long, clear hairs that reflect light and make polar bears appear white. So I know that the outer layer, helps reflect light that makes the polar bear look white. So that's what I'm going to write. The outside layer reflects light to make the polar bear look white. And then this detail connects to our last detail. Our last detail talks about how the white serves as camouflage or a disguise while they're hunting for prey in the snow. So I'm going to shorten that to the white makes them camouflaged or disguised so they can hunt for food. Okay, so now I have my pop-out sentence my details that support my pop-out sentence. So I said my pop-out sentence was, polar bears have fur that is an excellent natural coat. Okay, so since I'm talking about the polar bear's fur, I have to make sure all of my details go back to support this main or central idea. The inside layer provides insulation against the cold. Okay, that talks about the fur and how it's like a coat. Coats insulate against the cold, keep you from getting too cold. It keeps you warm. The outside layer reflects light to make the polar bear look white. Okay, so reflecting the light is a good natural coat for the polar bears to survive in this Arctic world. And the third detail is that fur, the outer layer, makes them camouflage so they can hunt for food. So all of this goes back to the polar bear's fur and how it's an excellent natural coat that helps them stay warm, stay reflected, and are able to hunt for their food. So all three of these details support that pop-out sentence. Okay, so let's go back and think about what could the author's purpose be in this. Well, we know it's an informational text, and informational texts are used to inform us about something. So this text is informing us about polar bears. So the author's purpose for this text is to inform the reader about polar bears and give you information about those creatures. So today we learned how to use the pop-out sentence strategy to help us identify the central idea and the main ideas, the central or main idea and the supporting details of an informational text. And we also were able to use that central idea to help us figure out the author's purpose and message for us in this text. So friends, when you go to do this strategy on your assignments, you need to completely do what I did on this graphic organizer. You do not need to print it off and do everything I did. This is just to help me show you how to do it. But if you would like to and it helps you, please print it off if you are able to do that. If not, just fill in the document on your assignment and then hit submit and it will come straight to me. You're going to use the passages for each group. I sent you a paragraph of just a part of the informational text that you have for the week. So use those paragraphs to help you answer these questions or this graphic organizer. Instead of going back and finding a paragraph for yourself, I found one for you and I attached it into the assignment. So use your group leveled text and read that paragraph and do boxes and bullets for that paragraph and use your pop-out sentence strategy. Thank you guys. Have a great day.